A friend slash client of mine posted the other day that just doing her taxes and preparing to get her taxes done is very intense for her, and she tends to procrastinate. And my response to her was, one, like, you're not alone. A lot of people do that. A lot of my clients do that, especially if they're in a position where they know they're gonna owe. They just don't want to deal with it, right? And I get it. It could be intense. This is something I do on a daily basis. So for me, it comes very naturally. But I get for other people, it is very intense experience having to gather all your tax documents and stuff. So first of all, I'd like to say that, like, don't wait last minute, right? Because you're just going to pile on to the burden. You're going to have to gather your tax documents regardless. And so let's not also add tax penalties to that burden. Another reason you don't want to wait last minute is because, that leaves you open and vulnerable to mistakes, right? Whether it be missing deductions, not getting the right documents in time. So you want to give yourself time to rectify any of those situations before tax filing. Now, October 15th, tax filing date is right around the corner for those who filed the extension. And yes, we have a government shutdown, but the tax due date still remains in effect. So my advice and my tip to her was, hey, look, don't feel like you have to do everything at once. Just start small, right? Start with one small step. So for someone who perhaps has a full-time job, W-2 job, also has a business, you might be feeling overwhelmed. Like, I have to get my W-2s, my 1099s, my expenses. I have to go through bank statements. I got to find receipts. And once you start thinking about all that, it can get overwhelming and you're just like, I just don't want to do any of it. So my advice is just start small. Maybe it's just downloading the W-2. Maybe it's downloading a 1099, downloading a mortgage statement. Just start with something, and before you know it, you'll have everything that you need. Also, I provide client organizers to my clients. I used to provide it automatically, but I realized like 80-90% of my clients didn't use it, so it was a waste of time. But if you request it, or if I feel like you need it, I will send it to you. And what it has is your income and deductions from the previous year, which you can use as like a checklist or a guide to help you organize your documents for the current tax year that you're working on. So yeah, so my tip is, don't wait last minute. Just start small. Start with something small, like downloading your W-2s. Download the forms that are just ready, right? That somebody else prepared, you just got to download. And then you can work your way to like maybe gathering your expenses. And then also ask your tax preparer, and if I'm your tax preparer, then just shoot me an email if you need the client organizer, and I'll shoot that over to you to help you with the process.